Los Angeles, the city of angels, a huge metropolis of over 3 million people, a global city. The LA area has the third largest gross metropolitan product in the world. It is fast moving until up from the depths of the earth seeps tar, or more accurately, asphalt. This is because not only is LA culturally interesting, but it is geologically interesting as well. LA sits in the LA Basin. The basin is bounded on the north by the Santa Monica Mountains, including the Elysian, Repetto, and Fuente Hills. On the east side and southeast by the Santa Ana Mountains and the San Joaquin Hills. The basin itself slopes eastward. To the east lies the San Andreas Fault, but the basin itself is surrounded by surface trace and blind thrust faults. Today's basin is underlain by a structural depression. The depression was created by movements between the Pacific and North American plates during the Miocene epoch. A large basin began to form in the LA region during the middle part of the Miocene epoch as the Pacific plate moved northward. At this time, the basin was covered by water and formed the bay. The bay had a very high primary productivity due to the various rivers emptying nutrient-rich water into the bay. This caused organically rich sediments to accumulate. Diatoms made up a great deal of the sediment. The basin depth fluctuated greatly due to the continued movement of the plants by gradually becoming filled as deposition continued into the Pliocene. At the same time, the Santa Monica Fault system caused the uplift of the Santa Monica Mountains. As the sediments cover the organic matter, they exert a large downward pressure. Over time, this converts the organic debris to oil. Throughout the LA Basin, pockets of this oil accumulated. The weight from the sediment deposits squeezed the oil out from the organic matter and up through the surrounding rocks, cracks, and fissures. Asphalt seeps at Rancho La Brea come from the vast amounts of organic matter, also known as kerogen. They were preserved in a thick pile of Miocene and Pliocene marine sediments deposited under oxygen-deficient conditions in the Los Angeles Basin. With increased depth of burial, the organically rich deposits were subjected to increasing temperature, converting some organic matter to oil. Seepage from steeply dipping truncated tertiary oil sands below the Pleistocene deposits. Liquid and gaseous hydrocarbons migrate upwards through the overlying deposits. They are subjected to biodegradation and oxidation. Driven by buoyancy, the asphalt oozes onto the surface through vents or fissures. Once on the surface, the asphalt flows and forms sticky ponds. It is these ponds that have made the La Brea tar pits famous. Rainwater would float on the surface of the asphalt, attracting animals. Once the animals stepped into the pond, they became trapped. The remains became fossilized and now give paleobiologists a snapshot of Pleistocene animals.